I, Shriti Baroness Vadera, do solemnly, sincerely and truly declare and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, her heirs and successors according to law.
Can you sign the roll?
Baroness Boothroyd.
Seek leave to put the question standing in my name on the order paper.
My Lords, the Government has no plans to change the text of the existing oath. The Prime Minister and the Secretary of State have made it clear their belief that Sinn Féin should take their seats in Parliament. If the oath is a barrier to them doing so, it is up to Sinn Féin to suggest an alternative. It will be then for Parliament to consider any changes.
It is quite reassuring news to me, my lords. May I remind the noble lord, the Minister, of the judgment of the European Court when I was Speaker of the Commons, that the oath of allegiance is part of our constitutional arrangements and that Sinn Féin's refusal to take it legitimately debars them from taking their seats. Will the Minister confirm that Parliament's allegiance to our constitutional monarchy will not be meddled with for the convenience of any party or government, and will he bring his answer to the attention of the Secretary of State for Northern Ireland?
My Lords, I don't know that I can add much further other than say the belief is that the Good Friday Agreement means that the constitutional settlement is as such a settlement, and that there's no reason why Sinn Féin members shouldn't come to the other place. We're not aware, one way or the other, whether that is a major problem for them or whether they would want to abstain from coming to the place in any event. What the Secretary of State has said is if there is a problem in the oath, well, let them raise it and let them see if there's a way that can be solved. And that is the position.
My Lords, it is a mystery to some of us how Sinn Féin members were able to claim the privileges of being members of Parliament without taking the oath. Will the government take on board that there would be wide repercussions in both houses and in public life generally if there was a further dilution of long-established practices?
Yeah. Yes, I understand what the noble lord is saying. The position at the moment is that the Sinn Féin members don't come here and don't claim a salary. They're not able to have a salary because they don't come here. They are able to claim expenses in the sense that they still do constituency work for their constituents, and on that basis the other place agreed for that to be the case. There is £500,000 which they don't get. The expenses amount to somewhere in the region of £800,000.
My Lords, could my noble friend tell the House what happened in Stormont? Did Sinn Féin members indeed make some sort of oath at all?
My Lords, the Belfast Agreement, part and parcel of that is the agreement to behave in a peaceful way and all that that means. In terms of an allegiance, what happens there is that they sign, everybody, whoever they are, elected to Stormont, sign the roll of membership. They then designate their identity as nationalist, unionist or other. That is it. Ministers, however, are required to take a pledge of office. There's a great deal more to that, about talking about good faith, non-violence, peaceful and democratic means, serving the people of Northern Ireland equally. And there's quite a catalogue of things that ministers sign up to, but there's nothing that equates to an oath as far as the members of that assembly are concerned.
My Lords, would the noble lord agree that something along the lines of a pledge of office might meet the case of the elected Sinn Féin members of another place?
My Lords, I don't know. As the Secretary of State has said, he has put it to them. If there is a problem of them coming, let them say what it is, and then let the other place as a whole decide whether that's something that they can deal with. But the offer is open to them. That is if they wish to come. We don't know whether they do wish to come.
Can my noble friend give an assurance, as a result of what he said, that the oath taken by members of the House of Commons will not change?
My Lord, I can't be absolute about this when the Secretary of State, supported by others, have said, if there is a problem, come to us and see if you can put something to us and we will give it some consideration. I cannot say what the members of the House of Commons will say en masse if that is put to them. It may be that something that they can agree to is put to them. It may be that they don't entertain it. I can't answer that question.
My Lords, surely the Minister can tell us. My Lords, surely the Minister can tell us what the position of the government is and what its policy is. It's all very well to say that the members in another House might or might not take a view, but I would trust that Her Majesty's government would have a view and advice to give to the House.
Well, as I repeated to the noble Baroness Boothroyd in the first place, the Prime Minister and the Secretary of State have made clear their belief that Sinn Féin should take their seats. If the oath is a barrier to them doing so, it's up to Sinn Féin to consult, to suggest an alternative, and then it's for Parliament to consider changes.
I suggest we make very heavy weather this, and I'm with the Minister in some sense we shouldn't be making heavy weather of it, but recognise there is a problem for those people who don't sign up to royalism as they see it. And it goes back to the Civil War in Britain, actually, in all parts of the kingdom, not just England. The issue really is that when people take the oath, as we do it here, we take it to the monarch, but with the crucial words, under the law. And the law is made by Parliament, and the monarch is part of Parliament. There is a case for looking at whether we shouldn't emphasise the rule of law and Parliament rather more in this, but it will inevitably involve the monarch as long as we are a constitutional monarch.
Well, the noble lord is right about that. I repeat, the government has no plans to change the text of the oath. It may be interesting for noble lords to know that in Scotland and in Wales and in the Isle of Man and in Jersey and in Guernsey and in Canada and in Australia and in New Zealand, members take the oath, just as is taken in this place, either by swearing or by affirmation.
I'll give up. It's now 15.